Prabhupada, Gurudev, Gurudev, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Sadhguru Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Nectar of Devotion ki jai, Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sorry. By mistake, I clicked the cross and I got exited. All right. So, thank you, dear devotees, for joining us for the Nectar of Devotion sessions. Today, we have our speaker, Sumohini Gopika Mataji. She'll take us through the rest of the chapter. So, welcome, Mataji, by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Mataji, over to you. Dandavat pranams.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat pranam. First of all, I would like to seek all of your blessings so that I can repeat the exact words which are given from the Shastras and from the words of Acharyas. Thank you. So today we will be covering the rest of the chapter of the chapter 9 for the consideration of the devotional principles. So yesterday the speaker has covered dancing before the deity, accepting flower garland, why do we wear tilaka and tilak beads, and what does it happens when we blaspheme the devotees. So all these topics are covered. So today we will be discussing few more topics like bowing down in front of the deity, and how do we receive the Lord in Radha and how do we follow the Radha, what Sukruti we get. Even a small act in devotional service has got an immense benefit and immense benediction from the Lord. Even if we go to the dham, when we go to the temples, we don't know a lot of things like how important is to do obeisances in front of the Lord, how important is to smell the flowers given from the Lord, how important is to take the Charanamrita, how important it is, to just see the Lord, take darshan. All these things are explained here in detail. So regarding the topic Archana and rendering the services. Rendering services includes everything. Whatever we do for the Lord, for the pleasure of the Lord and the devotees, everything will come under the rendering the service topic. So let's go one by one. First topic is bowing down in the honor of the deities. Mataji, can we have a screen share, Mataji? NOD chapter 9. Bowing down in the honor of the deities.
Can you share the screen?
Mataji, I'm unable to. I'm trying to click the share screen.
Okay, 1 second. Who's the host? Who's the host in the session, please?
Let me check, Mataji.
Okay.
It's ICF and Sumohini Gopika Dasi Mataji.
I know. ICF forum, who's logged in? Is it Gona Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, kindly make me the co-host. Now we'll give permission to share the screen.
Sure, Mataji. 1 second.
Okay. So in the bowing down in front of the deity. So whenever we go to temple, we first go down to Srila Prabhupada, then we go to the deities. Even before that, we have to go down before the entrance door, where the doors are there, and we have to take the permission. Dwarapalaka will be there, Jaya Vijaya will be there in front of every temple. So ideally there is a bell which has to be rang or take permission. So since we find no bells, we can knock the door, we can pay obeisances, and then we can enter. So here bowing down is how we take blessings from the Lord, how we take the permission from the Lord. Like bowing down means you are surrendering your entire yourself to the Lord. So in the Naradiya Purana, it is explained that what is bowing down and what is offering respect to the deity. So importance of this bowing down. When a person is doing a ritualistic ceremonies, homas, yajnas, sacrifices, whatever big yajnas he is doing, that is not even equal to doing bow down. So simply by bowing down in front of the deity, the person gets lot of sukriti, which is higher and higher than the person who does the sacrifice. Let us know why it is like this. Because when a person is doing that sacrifices, he will definitely get the pious. He will definitely get the sukriti. But what happened? Once that sukriti or the pious activities, the results are finished, he has to again take birth in the planet, in the earth. Whereas the person who is going down, it means a person is completely surrendering himself by going down to the Lord, he will not have to come back because he will go directly to Krishna because he is surrendering to Krishna. That is the importance of going down. Sometimes we may go to temple and sometimes we might not feel like doing obeisances. Sometimes, many times we have to do obeisances. Once they say pranam mantras, one they say end mantra. So all this, many times we have to go down. Sometimes we doesn't even bother if they are they will be devotees will be telling, all glories to the devotees, all this will be telling, and we'll be busy somewhere talking somewhere. So instead of that, what we have to do, whenever they are telling them, they are asking us to go down, or whenever you see the deities or whenever you see the great acharyas, it is always good to go down because it gives a lot of benediction and gives a lot of blessings to the devotee. Next topic is standing up to receive the Lord. This is explained in Brahmanda Purana. What it is says, during the Rath Yatra, whoever is standing to receive the Lord, for him, all his sinful reactions, all kinds of sinful results from his body are all removed. He will be cleared. All his sins will be washed away. So all kind of sinful results from his body are washed away. So let us think how this Rath Yatra festival happens. So when during the Rath Yatra festival, the Lord comes out to give blessings to everybody. The Lord is more merciful. The Lord who is in the altar is merciful. But when he comes out on the road to receive the devotees, he is much more merciful. He wants to see everybody. He wants to give darshan to everybody. For example, in Puri temple, the foreigners are not allowed. Even proper disciples, there are a lot of proper disciples and many foreign devotees, they cry in front of the temple that they are not allowed. They see the Patita Pavana Jagannath and they feel so blessed. So all these devotees, without missing, they come to during the Rath Yatra just to take one glance of the Lord. So Lord is so much merciful that during the Rath Yatra, he gives darshan to one and all. Not 1 second, not like half an hour, for the whole day. And sometimes when the Lord is, sometimes if it rains or Rath stops, even next day also the deities will stay. And these deities, again they go to Gundicha temple and again they'll give the darshan. So in this way, when all the people will be standing on the road to receive the Lord, they'll be very excited. They'll be very happy. Lot of cheers on the face. To look at the one glance of the Lord, people will be standing hours together. They'll stand outside the Rath, they'll touch the rudder, they'll touch the rope. Sometimes from very far balconies, they will be standing and watching. Somebody will be watching online. So to receive the Lord, they all will be so much excited because Lord is so much merciful during Rath Yatra. So in Brahmanda Purana, it is said that the person who, during the Rath Yatra festival, whoever stands to receive the Lord, for him, all his sins are washed away. That great is attending Rath Yatra. So from now onwards, let's not miss any Rath Yatra. Either it is near or little far. Try to go to Puri. If not, you can go to Puri at least in your local temples. Whenever Rath Yatra is there, do not miss. If you cannot, if you have a children, you can conduct a small Rath Yatra with the children. They all can participate, they all can sing, they all can dance, and they can do the Rath Yatra festival. In our house, with my children and with the apartment children, we have a small cart and we celebrate the cart festival. Like they all make some non-fire cooking, some fruits from dry fruits, very little prasadam. They all sit together, they decorate the ratha, and they all come up with the dhoti kurtas. Girls will be with gopi dots and gopi dress. Some little bigger children will also wear saris, and they all, one will be pujari, one will be fanning, one will be playing mridanga, one will be distributing the prasadam, and all the parents along with the children participate in the Ratha Yatra, and it is so blissful. Next topic, standing, following the deity. What is the following the deity? A similar statement is made in Bhavishya Purana. What it says is, even a person who is born in the low family, when he follows the Ratha, the cart of the Lord, when the deity is passing in front or from behind, will surely be elevated to the position of achieving equal opulence with the Vishnu. This is a very great benefiction. See, when it only just by following or just by standing or just from behind or from side, if a person, if a devotee is coming along with the Radha, if he is walking along with the Radha, he gets such a benefiction. Imagine attending the entire Radha Yatra, dancing in Radha Yatra, singing in Radha Yatra, playing Kartal in Radha Yatra, praying in Radha Yatra. So all this is much more benefit. Just by standing, if you can get this much benediction, attending the entire Radha Yatra with the right mode gives you much more blessings. So let us not miss any Radha Yatra. So this was the extension of the standing above the near the Lord to receive the Lord, and then following the deity which comes in the Radha Yatra. Millions of people will come during the Puri Radha Yatra. Hundreds and millions of people, they come just for one day. They plan their entire trip with the family, with the children. So much rush will be there, so much pushing will be there. Still, they will be very much excited. One time I got an opportunity to go with the Hyderabad devotees, and then I got an opportunity to get onto the Radha and then hug each and every deity on the Radha. And even during the Gundicha temple, lot of devotees will get opportunities to clean the Gundicha temple. We'll be given a pot, we'll be given a broom. We can clean the entire place. We can even clean the altar. And during the Ratha Yatra, they will allow the deities they'll allow the devotees inside the temple. Devotees can go inside the temple altar and they can hug Jagannath. They can hold Jagannath. They can hold all the deities. So one old Mataji was there, very old. She was very skinny, wearing a white sari. She was, if we push her, she will fall down. That weak she was. Still she has come. Actually, I was afraid. This was 10 years back. I was so much afraid to go to that rush area. And it's on the altar, main altar. I was so much afraid to go and hold the deity. But this Mataji, she was so enthusiastic. She was climbing. People are pushing her, but she was like, Mahaprabhu, 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 and she was going near the each and every. I was thinking she will just hug Jagannath and she will go. But this Mataji was so determined. She went to. I was just observing her for a few minutes. Though there was a rush, some corner, I was standing and I was just praying, and I was thinking I'll just pray and go. But this Mataji, pushing here and there. Some people were very kind and they were helping her. And somebody was like, they were in their own bhava and they want to hug. But this Mataji made some way and she went and hugged Jagannath. She went and hugged Subhadra. She went and hugged Baldev. I was so shocked seeing her determination and her bhakti. Then I thought, if this Mataji can do, I was more young. I was almost on 22, 21 years. I thought Krishna has given me enough strength. I can also go and take the blessings of the Lord. Then I tried my way and I have hugged Jagannath. Jagannath was not like like a deity or some wood. He was not that hard texture. He was a very smooth body, just like a sponge he was. I was afraid to hold tight because so soft he was. And the smell and aroma near the Jagannath was so blissful. It was completely different. As if I was directly hugging Jagannath in the Vaikunta. Such a ecstasy, such a aroma was around Jagannath. So this was my experience during the Rath Yatra. I used to enjoy going to Rath Yatra. 3 to 4 days I used to stay there, visit all the places, attend Rath Yatra. Whole day we were standing in the Radha. Whole day we used to walk, pulling the Radha, pulling the rope, sometimes walking, sometimes singing, sometimes dancing, sometimes getting onto the Radha. The pandas are so merciful. Little dakshina also, if we give, they'll allow us to get onto the Radha, and they'll take our head and put near the Jagannath heart, near the Baldev heart, and they'll give their blessings. So this was my experience during Rath Yatra. If you all want to experience the same bliss, then please visit Puri Jagannath Temple or Rath Yatra in your local temples. One more pastime also I have with Rath Yatra. For 3 years, it's a bit personal. For the first 3 years, I was not having children. And then after the first 3 years, I used to cry in front of Jagannath every time. I don't have children. Everybody is having children. Please bless me with the one child at least. I was praying. And then one day I went to Coimbatore Rath Yatra and I was praying. Jagannath, if you give me a devotee child, I was making a deal with Jagannath. If you give me a devotee child, I'll bring him to you every year. I'll make him dance in front of your Radha. I'll make him a nice devotee, and I'll help him to spread the movement. Then I was praying, and Bhanu Swami Maharaj was there on the Radha. He was sitting along with in the Radha along with some devotees. So as soon as I was praying, Bhanu Swami Maharaj, His Holiness Bhanu Swami Maharaj, he has dropped an apple from the Radha. And then I received that fruit. And as soon as I prayed and opened the eyes, the Maharaj was giving me Maha. Then I took an apple. I think the very next month I was conceived. And during the Kartik month, my delivery has happened. I could read the entire Srimad. Devotees advised me to read the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and Ramayana. So I was, all the 9 months I was reading Bhagavatam and all the books I was reading. And then I got a child who very sattvic child, very nice child who likes to go and dance, sing, do kirtan, do bhajan. And every year, as I promised to Jagan, now he is almost 9 years. So every year from that year, from 2015, I am been going to Coimbatore Rath Yatra, and he just ecstatically dances in front of Radha the whole day, jumping and dancing in front of the Jagannath. I feel so blissful to see. I will be like, Jagannath, see, you have given me, as I promised you, not this is your Mahaprasada. Please relish his devotion. Please bless him like that. I'll be praying. So like that, the Lord will be very, very merciful during the Rath Yatra. And next topic, going to the temple of Vishnu or places of pilgrimage. So in the Puranas, it is stated that people when the devotees visit the places like Dwaraka, Mathura, then traveling to Vrindavan, what will happen? They are glorified. They also get the benedictions from the Lord, and all their material problems, all their sufferings, material sufferings will come to an end. Because what happens when we go to Dham? We forget everything. We forget even our house, our family, our problems, everything we forget. Even for the 5 days, if we go to Yatra, we will be in a complete blissful mode. We don't even feel or I have to pay current bill, I have to take my child here, I have to do this work, I have to do that work. No, complete Dham conscious, we will be there all the time. We'll be going around, especially when you go with the devotees, whole day is scheduled in such a way that devotees are nicely engaged and complete, and their conscious is completely, completely immersed in Krishna. Morning they'll get up, they'll attend Mangalarti, they'll chant their rounds, And early morning they'll get up, take bath, then they attend temple programs, they'll chant, and again they'll go around, they'll come back, they'll have prasadam. Again in the evening there'll be lectures to hear, or again the places to visit. Or the long trips means only one day trip will be there, whole day they'll go in a buses, they'll come back. And also the short trips devotees will also plan, they'll visit, they'll hear the places, hear about the places importance, and then they eat prasadam. So the days where we are in pilgrimage are the most beautiful days of the devotees. Devotees will be excited to go to Dham Yatras. They'll be very much, completely lost in the Dham. They want to again come and come. Even in the Tirupati, when you visit, there will be written, while you're going back, there will be written, Punar Darshanam Prapti Rastu. It means the Dham, whenever you're going back, you come back. Like that, the blessings are given. In the Hari Bhakta Shubhodaya, it is explained that visiting the temple of the Lord, as what is the importance or the benefit of visiting the temples of the Lord. So it is explained that Vrindavan, Mathura, Dharaka, all the devotees take advantage of various temples situated in those holy places. So if you go to Vrindavan, not even a 1 month is sufficient to see the temples. So many temples are there. Even in Puri, one dham, if you visit, you will be able to see hundreds of temples. You will be able to hear hundreds of pastimes. So there are lots and lots of temples, the pastimes, the places which are excavated by, which are Goswamis have made some of the places like Radha Kund and all. Near, they used to chant, they used to go around these places. So all these places are with so much potency. So one must not miss the opportunity to go to such pilgrimages. In Hari Bhakta Shubhodaya, it is explained that person who are impelled by pure devotional service in Krishna consciousness and who therefore go to see the deities of Vishnu in the temple will surely get relief from entering again and again in the prison house of mother's womb. So whoever does the devotional service and whoever goes to see the deity of Vishnu in the temples, they don't have to be born again in this material world. Again and again, birth is not required. They will be going back to Godhead. Such a benediction is there. The conditioned soul, but forgets. The conditioned soul forgets what suffering he has got while he was in the womb of mother. In the womb of mother, the embryo has to be surrounded with water, with amniotic fluid, with a blood, pus, with lot of urine, with all smell and everything. The womb has to be completely in the dark place for 9 months till it develops its consciousness. So in the womb, the embryo will be praying, Krishna, please take me out. I don't want to be here. I don't want to do anything. Whatever I have done, please forgive me. Please bring me out of this place. I am very much suffering. Even the worms will be there that will be, biting the embryo in the womb. So the embryo will be praying to the Lord. Such a suffering he will have in the womb. But still the conditioned soul forget. It is very painful and terrible experience. Still the conditioned soul forgets. So in order to escape this material condition, one is advised to visit the temples of Lord Vishnu with proper consciousness. It's not like we go to the temple, we break the coconut, we offer deepa, we offer agarbatti, we do obeisances, and we just come back. Not with the proper consciousness. We just go as a formality. With the family, we go as a fun trip. Now most of them are making the temples as a fun trip. They just go around the places, and some by chance, by some what do you call, if they come to know that some temple is there, they'll go and visit. They're not going for the temple visit, they are going for the trip. But some temple is nearby, they just simply go and visit. Instead of that, if we make a proper trips for the spiritual activity with the devotees, it is more beneficial. Next. So then one can escape the miserable condition of birth and death. Next is circumambulating the temple of Vishnu. it is said that in the Hari Bhakti Shubhodaya, a person who is circumambulating can contract the repeated birth and death in this material world. So whoever is going, circumambulating means doing the pradakshina around the temple of Vishnu. So if the devotee is going around the temple, then he will not have to born again. He don't have to take the birth again. On this account, all his material existence, all his material problems will be finished just by circumambulating the deity in the temple. In the Chaturmasa, what is Chaturmasa? It is during the rainy season. There is 4 months, July, August, September and October. In these 4 months, there are certain rules has to be followed during Chaturmasa. Every month, the 1 month, devotees don't eat urad dal, 1 month curd, 1 month milk, 1 month leafy vegetables. Like this, they don't eat. And some follow a little more austerity. Like that, there are different standards, different levels of following this Chaturmasa. So during this month, devotees, normally they travel here and there, during the Kartik they visit and sometimes they visit. But during the Chaturmasa, especially the saints, they don't travel. They remain at one place. And what they do? They follow the strict rules and regulations of the Chaturmasa. So they follow the strict rules and regulations of Chaturmas, and they will meditate in that certain place. They worship, they chant more, they read more, and they go around the temples. They circumambulate around the temples. It is said in the Skanda Purana that during this period, if one circumambulates the temple of Vishnu at least 4 times, it is understood that he has traveled the entire universe. So, just by going during the Chaturmasa, if we circumambulates 4 times around the temple, the deity of the Vishnu, then what does it mean? We have almost circumambulated the entire universe. By such circumambulation, one is understood that have seen all the holy places, where it is almost equal to see the holy places where Ganga is flowing. And by following the regulations, one is he will be established in the devotional service. His bhakti, his shraddha, his devotional service will be nicely fixed. He will become a very strong devotee by following this Chaturmasa and following the 4 and the rules and regulations of Chaturmasa. Next, coming to Archana. I've taken the quotes for each and every topic. At last, I'll explain. Coming to the Archana. Archana, what is Archana? Archana, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Artanivan. These are the different devotional processes what we can do. Archana means worship of the deity in the temple. Right? So, by executing this process, one confirms that he is not this body and he is a spiritual soul. In the 10th canto of 81st chapter, verse number 19, Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that Sudama, who is a friend of Krishna, so he will be going to the house of Brahmana, and he was murmured to himself that what he was murmuring, simply by worshipping Krishna, one can easily achieve all results of heavy opulence, liberation, supremacy over the planetary systems of the universe, all the opulences of the material world, and the mystic power for performing the yoga system. So, here Sudama is meditating upon Krishna, saying that just by worshipping Krishna, what will happen? The results of heavy opulence will come and supremacy over the other planetary systems of the universe and all the opulence of the material world and the mystic power of performing the yoga system. So all this will be getting when we just worship Krishna. So the events which are leading to Sudama's murmuring are explained as follows. So why the event, why Sudama was meditating on Krishna and why Krishna asked him to meditate upon him and go to the Brahmanas? Let us see. So Sudama, he go to a Brahmana's house and ask for food. So that is the event. So the Brahmanas are actually performing the great sacrifice. And Krishna told Sudama, Sudama, you please go to the Brahmanas, say that Krishna and Balaram are very hungry and they want some prasadam. They want some food. When Sudama went to the Brahmanas, Brahmanas said, no, we cannot offer anything because we have to do yajna. We will not give anything. Like that, they have sent him. But second time Krishna told, now Sudama has come back to the Brahman, to Krishna, and he says they have not given us anything. So what should I do, Krishna? And Krishna says, now you go to the Brahmanas, the Patnis of Brahmanas, Brahmanis, Brahmana Patnis. If you go, they are more merciful. If you go and tell that Krishna and Balram are hungry, they'll immediately give you the food. So this time Sudama again went. And he did the same. He went to the Brahmana's wives and he told that we want some food for Krishna and Balram. Then they immediately took out whatever the foodstuffs are available and they all said, come, we will also come and we will give you the foodstuffs. Like that, they came along with them and giving the foodstuffs. So this is how this is the true devotional service. In the Vishnu Rahasya also, it is said, any person in the material world who is engaged in the worship of Vishnu can easily achieve the ever blissful kingdom of called Vaikunta. So in the Vishnu Rahasya, it is said that whenever we are doing the worship of Krishna or Vishnu, it is explained that we are definitely going back, we will be definitely going back to Godhead, Vaikunta. Next, the topic is rendering the service to the Lord. This includes lot of activities. Any activity we do for the as a mood, with the mood of service, it is very much purification. It gives us so much purification. It cleanses our heart. It keeps our consciousness in the right spirit. It makes us humble. That is the reason the service is very important. Any service, any humble service, any big service is a service. Even from the chapel stand to the deity worship, the service is the same. The benediction of service is the same. The Lord sees each and every devotee with the same blessings. He treats with the same blessings. So it is stated, Lord is a Bhavagrahi Janardana and he understands the heart. It is not like we are doing the service in the front end, only the Lord sees. No, even in the corner of the temple, somewhere in the room, somewhere in the corner, if you are brooming and mopping, even that service is seen by the Lord. Outside the temple, some devotee is carrying the waste and he's throwing, even that service is accepted by Krishna and glorified by Krishna. One day, Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj was entering the ISKCON temple, and that time he has seen a devotee who is carrying the garbage basket to throw. And that devotee was singing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He was singing in a nice tune and he was walking and he was going with that waste, with that kitchen waste or the garbage dabba. That time, Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj was thinking, if a devotee in ISKCON who is carrying the garbage, who is cleaning this garbage, is so happy, then what would you speak of the person who is doing lot of other things, who is completely in so many services, who is completely dedicated his life? So like that, Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj has gone inside the temple and he has decided he will join the movement. So here, coming back to our topic, rendering the service to the Lord. It is stated in Vishnu Rahasya. Any person who can arrange for service to the Lord in the same way that a king is given a service by his attendants is surely elevated to the abode of Krishna after the death. So we have to serve Krishna like whom? Like a king. How we treat a king? Like that we are supposed to give him the best of everything. The best of clothes, the best of flowers, the best of foodstuffs, the best of seva, the best of temples. We have to give the best of everything like a king. In India, even now, many many places like Vrindavan, the deity is treated like a king, like Dwaraka. The deity is treated like a king and he will be given the services like a king. So in India, the temples are like royal palaces. They are not ordinary buildings. They are the worship of Krishna, because the worship of Krishna should be performed in like a king's worship. So that is the reason the palaces, big temples are built. Some might ask, the non-devotees, why do you build so many big temples? Why do you spend so much money? Because the Krishna has to be treated, the Shastra says the Krishna has to be treated like a king. He has to be given the best of everything. That is the reason we build the best of the temples for Krishna. So in Vrindavan, there are hundreds of temples where the deity is treated like a king. In the Naradiya Purana, it is stated that the person stays in the Lord's temple even for a few moments. Even if he just comes, stands, say Hare Krishna to the Lord, if he obeys just few minutes, even by that time, the transcendental kingdom of the God he will receive. See, what a glorious to build temples. Every one of us must try to build at least one temple, or at least serve in the temple which are already existing. See, the glories, even just by standing in temple for some time, they will receive the transcendental kingdom of the God. That's why it is said, whoever contributes for the temple, one brick, one wall, or one stone, they get a lot of benediction. Their material suffering is gone. Their birth and rebirth is finished. They don't have to come again. So the conclusion is that those who are rich men, those who have lots of money, what they can do, they can construct a beautiful temple. They can arrange for the worship of Lord Vishnu. And they can also contribute to the temples or the devotees who are constructing the temple. Why? Because by building the temples, what will happen? Lot of people will get lot of seva opportunities. Their lifetime is fixed. Their lifetime is completely fixed. Their service is fixed. So many devotees will dedicate their life. So many devotees will be full-time. So many brahmacharis, the children, the women, the middle-aged, the youth, everybody is taken care. The society, the balance is maintained. All the categories of the people are completely engaged in devotional service. What a glorious to have the temple in any area. So, by building the temples, they get the opportunity of dancing before the Lord, chanting the holy names of the Lord, hearing the holy names of the Lord. Even the temple, near the temple, whoever devotees are staying, they get to hear the conch, they get to hear the devotees chanting, dancing. They get to see the Radhayatra, they get to see the festivals. So, it is very nice to build the temples. In other words, even a common man simply visiting the temple, he will attain the highest benediction. What to mention about the devotees who are completely engaged in fully Krishna consciousness. So here they are telling that simply by visiting a temple, if a devotee gets so much benediction, if a person is completely Krishna conscious, he is doing everything Krishna conscious. A person, a devotee, he is 24 hours is Krishna consciousness. He will get up, he will chant, he will go to temple, he will eat prasadam, he does a service. He will do everything, whatever he does, he offers it to Krishna. So whole day it's Krishna conscious activities only. Even he sleeps for what? To get up early in the morning, to chant, to read, to hear, and to lead a Krishna conscious life. So that's how he's completely in Krishna consciousness. In this connection, there is a statement in the 4th canto, 21st chapter, verse 31 of Srimad Bhagavatam, where King Prithu is explaining that Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, is actually the deliverer of the fallen souls. But no demigod can give that. No demigod can give the liberation. Why? Because demigods are also conditioned. Conditioned means they are not liberated souls. They are also conditioned souls. They are also monitored. They are also under Krishna. So any conditioned soul cannot deliver. One conditioned soul cannot deliver another conditioned soul, because both of them are controlled by the supreme controller. Only the Krishna
not audible.
Who
Hare Krishna.
Can deliver him. So even the Ganges water which is coming from the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu can give the deliverance to the entire people in the earthly planet. Then which can deliver all the conditioned souls. So what to speak of the Supreme Lord? So if we surrender directly to the Supreme Lord, we get more benediction. So what is to need? Speak about the deliverance of persons who are always engaged, in the service of the Lord. So there is no doubt. For the liberation, there is no doubt. If we are in Krishna consciousness, if we are in the Prabhupada movement, there is no doubt of liberation, provided if we are practicing sincerely. Even if they have the stocks of sinful activity, let our birth be whatever it is. Let we are born as a Shudra. Let we have done so many things behind before coming to Krishna conscious or in the previous birth. Everything will be washed away. In other words, it is explained that worship of the deities can remove all the sinful reactions from many, many births. So this processes of deity, worshipping the deity is already been described, and one should try to follow these rules and regulations sincerely. So even when we are worshipping the deity at home, there are lots of rules and regulations which has to be followed. The cleanliness, the right consciousness, the right standards has to be followed. So the house standards are different compared to the temple standards. Temple standards are very high. But in the house also we have standards, but not right like the temple. So in this way, by worshipping the deities, by doing the service to the deities, there's a lot of blessings, benediction, and we don't have to be born in the material world again. We will be liberated. So I'll just go through some of the quotes. I'll explain regarding the same topic. So regarding the Archana, regarding the bowing down, there is a conversation in the and Prabhupada's, between the interview and the Srila Prabhupada. The submission is symbolized by bowing down. Yes, you are great. I am humble. So interviewer says, what is the significance of? Right after the chanting, everyone bows. And that I don't understand what they're doing. So the interviewer is asking Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is telling, yes, that is offering respect. The whole Krishna conscious movement is to ask people to surrender to God. They have rebelled against God. Somebody says, there is no God. Somebody says, I am God. These nonsense things can be eradicated from human society. So they can be trained to submit. So the submission is symbolized by bowing down. Prabhu means master, and Prabhupada means many masters who have bowed down at his lotus feet. One more conversation. So Prabhupada says, after all, anyone who is coming to Krishna consciousness, man or woman, boy or girl, they are welcomed. They are very fortunate. You see, and the idea of addressing Prabhu means, you are my master. That is, Prabhu means master, and Prabhupada means many masters who bows down at his lotus feet. That is Prabhupada. So each and every one shall treat others as masters. That is the Vaishnava system. And with the Hamsaduta, there is one more conversation. Our meditation consists of chanting the holy name of God. In fact, we are always observed in meditation because whatever we do on behalf of whom? On behalf of Krishna. Our mind, our activities are all centered around Krishna. The principle of meditation is what? To fix mind on Krishna. Just like Krishna says, always think of me, become my devotee, bow down to me, worship me, give your love to me. In this way, you will come to me. So, if we want to go to Krishna, then we have to bow down. Right? And next, let me explain about the Archa Vigraha. So, in Canto 1.12.9, it is explained that Archa Vigraha is an all spiritual form of the Lord to be perceived by the material devotees, such as an Archa Vigraha of the Lord is never considered material. We should never consider the deity of the Lord as material because it's all spiritual. The Lord can become bigger than thousands of the universe. He can become the small as an atom at the same time. So, merciful as he is, he becomes just as suitable to the vision of the limited living being. We cannot actually see the real form of Krishna. We need Divya Chakshuhu. So, for us, one second. Just 1 second. So, we cannot see the actual form of the Lord. For us to see with our limited senses, Krishna has come in the form of the deity. And this deity should not be considered as an ordinary metal. It has to be considered like it has to be given importance. It has to be seen as Krishna himself it is. We have to see as a supreme personality of Godhead standing right in front of us. We should not consider it as a deity form. We should consider it as Krishna himself. So he becomes just suitable for the vision of the limited living beings. He is unlimited. He is not limited by any measurement of calculation. He can be bigger than what we think of, and he can be smaller than what we can conceive. So in all circumstances, he is same as powerful Lord. There is a difference between thumb-like Vishnu form of thumb-like Vishnu in the form of Uttara and full-fledged Narayana in the Vaikuntha Dhama, the kingdom of Godhead. He accepts the form of Archa Vigraha. So, while the Uttara was pregnant, to protect her baby, Krishna has entered into her womb to protect the baby, to protect the Parikshit Maharaj. So, he can be a form in the size of a thumb, also as a full-fledged Narayana in the Vaikuntha Dhama. Right? And the worship of Archa Vigraha is not an idol worship. The worship of the Archa Vigraha is the incarnation of the Lord in the form of appreciable by a deity. So, Archa Vigraha form is for us to render services. Krishna in the form of Archa Vigraha is accepting our services, right? And in the Srimad Bhagavatam 4.12.17, Dhruva Maharaja, he went to Badrikashram. And in that solitary place, what he did do? He practiced yoga and he has concentrated his mind on the Archa Vigraha and worshipable deity of and Archa Vigraha. And what he was thinking, he was completely concentrating on the deity and he went into trance. So the worship of Archa Vigraha is not an idol worship. It is to be considered the incarnation of the Lord. So therefore, the devotees in the temple, they are engaged in the service of the Archa Vigraha as a form made up of sthula, material like stone, metal, wood, jewels, or paints. All of this called sthula or physical representations. Since the devotees, similarly, in this life, we should always fix our mind on the lotus feet of Krishna, who is present in the form of Archa Vigraha, the incarnation of the deity in the temple. We should always engage worship. Okay. Sorry, my children were making a lot of noise. And again, 4.20.161, again regarding the Archa Vigraha, it explained. Sorry, in the 9.4.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, but this Pran Pratisthapana we should do now first Archa Vigraha. Unless and until we don't do Pran Pratisthapana, we cannot worship the deity.
Correct. Yes. It is advised to have the deities only after Prana Pratishta. We cannot simply go and buy the deities and keep at house. The Prana Pratishta has to be done. Then only the deity accepts the worship. Otherwise, they are called as idols. Only after the prana pratishtha, it will become the deity. So there is a vidhi which we follow in ISKCON. We call the priest and the devotees will do the prana pratishtha for everybody. For every whoever is having the deities, their deities are blessed by seniors or prana pratishtha is done. They welcome the Krishna into the deity to accept the services. So in that it is done. And similarly, in this life, we should fix our mind on the lotus feet of Krishna, who is present as a Archa Vigraha. Okay, this is about the Archa Vigraha. And next, visiting the temples. In the canto, second canto, it is explained, if one is unable to maintain a temple at home, what he has to do? He should go to another temple where all the above performances are regularly executed. Visiting the temple, so if somebody is not able to have a temple at home, what he has to do? He has to at least visit the temple. So visiting the temple of a devotee and looking at the fully decorated form of the Lord. So when we are seeing the deity decorated, when we see the prana pratishtha done deity, then what will happen? Sanctified temple, then what will happen? Naturally, that will infuse the mundane mind with spiritual inspiration. Some spiritual vibrations, inspiration we get just by visiting and seeing the deities. So it is said that people should also visit the holy places and worship the deity and such temples, and worship of the deity is specifically maintained. Even in the dhams, the deity has so much potency. So we can go and visit the dhams also. The deity is specifically maintained formally by rich men like king, rich merchants constructed. So under the expert guidance, the temples are maintained. And next. So the process of visiting temple, what it does, it cleanses the heart. Whenever we are visiting the temples or holy dham, our heart is cleansed. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam 5.18.11, it is explained that associating with the persons for whom the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mukunda, is the all in all, one can hear his powerful activities and soon come to understand them. The activities of Mukunda are so potent. By hearing, one becomes directly associated with the Lord. So, for a person who is constantly hears his narrations, and he will get the sound. So whenever the temples are constructed, we associate with the devotees, we hear the glories, we sing, and we participate in the devotional service. So all these things, what will it give? It gives by chanting, the sound vibrations, it enters the heart, it cleans the heart, the contaminated heart. Right? So in the same way, if we go to the dham, if we visit, we go and bathe in the Ganges, then what will happen? Bodily contamination and the infections and everything will be washed away by visiting the dhams. Because visiting the holy places, it is one of the 24 elements which bestows all desirable benediction upon the persons who devotedly cultivate them. Mataji, lot of disturbance. Can you mute Mataji, somebody? Okay, this is regarding the service. From the book called Easy Journey to Other Planets. It says there are 9 standard modes of devotional service to the Lord. How many? 9. And a candidate can choose to adapt any 1, 2, or 3, or 4, or everything, whatever he likes. And all the services rendered to the absolute are in themselves absolute, with none of the quantitative or qualitative differences found on the material platform. So whatever service which we take, whether we take Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedan, any of the service, it is transcendental. Everything is glorious, whatever we do. Whether we do deity worship, it is glorious. Whether we do Shravanam, it is glorious. Any service we do, it is glorious. We can do 1, 2 together, alone, many, permutation, combination, anything you can do. So a devotee by simply rendering service to the Lord, he serves everyone. It is like watering the roots. If you are watering the roots, the tree, the leaves, the branches, the flowers, the fruits, everything is nourished. So by worshipping Krishna, by doing service to Krishna, everyone will be satisfied. Therefore, devotees are real friends to all living entities. Only a pure devotee can preach the glories of the Lord for the benefit of all conditioned souls. So, whenever we associate with the devotees, they are actually our real friends. And a pure devotee, what does he do? He preaches the glories of the Lord. And why? Because by preaching the glory, he will benefit all the conditioned souls. And something related to the services. From the Srimad Bhagavatam, sixth canto, a devotee knows that simply by rendering service, he sees everyone. Service to the Lord, he serves everyone. So just by serving the Lord, he serves everybody. Therefore, devotees are the one can benefit everybody just by doing service. There are a lot of examples here regarding the hearing. Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadev Goswami explaining the transcendental message. Prahlad Maharaj, he was successful in remembering the Lord. And Lakshmi ji, the goddesses of fortune, what does she do? She was been serving the lotus feet of the Lord. This is example, each and every example for each and every service. Like Archanam, Vandanam, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. So all these examples are given. And King Prithu Maharaj, what did he do? He was worshipping the Lord. He was successful simply by worshipping the Lord. Akrura, the charioteer, attained the success by simply chanting the prayers of the Lord. And Hanumanji, he was the famous non-human devotee of Lord. So he was also success by carrying the orders of the Lord. Arjuna, he was a great warrior. So even he got perfection by how? Because he was friend of Krishna and with the Lord, he was there in Mahabharata fight in the battlefield of Mahabharat, and there the message of Bhagavad Gita was told. Emperor Bali, he attained success by surrendering everything onto the Lord, like Bali Maharaj. So he even his personal body for the 3 steps, Vamana. So these are the 9 stand modes of devotional service of the Lord, and a candidate can choose or adopt any of this mode of service, mode of devotional service. So this is about the today's topic. Anybody has any doubts, please ask me. I'll try to explain. If I cannot, I'll ask my seniors and give you the reference. Hare Krishna Matajis, Prabhujis. Any doubts?
Hare Krishna, may I
Yes,
ask a question? Okay, Hare Krishna Mataji, I want to ask about chanting of the holy names. Means you say that we should do chanting only between 4 to 7 in the morning, that is the Brahma Muhurta time. But it is also said in Bhagavad Gita that Sadata Yasa Kirtan, means we should do chanting anytime, anywhere, any place, any time we can do chanting. There is no hard and
we
fast rule.
can chant
But
any time, yes.
okay, so my question is, what happens for me? I'm not able to chant in the morning time because of some headache problem or some so I get up at like 6 o'clock, or we can say like 5:36, and then I start to chant. But then I chant the whole 16 rounds in the daytime itself. But I'm not able to chant like the temple people, like,
No
or like
problem.
the
Whatever
devotees.
is comfortable, you can chant. But it is advised to chant, finish your 16 rounds in a day. So that is the important problem.
Yes,
If you are not
that I do,
able
but
to
I'm
do,
not
it is very
able to
good.
do in the Brahma Muhurta time. So is it okay? Like, if I'm not
Yes,
able?
yes. If your health is not supporting, you can do after whenever you are comfortable. It is advised to do in the Brahma Muhurta, but if your health is not supporting, you can chant at other time also.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
Okay.
Mataji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much. All the Matajis, Prabhujis, Vanja Kalpatarobhyasya, Kripa Sindhibhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namaha. Thank you for the service, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sorry, Mataji. Can I say
Yes,
something?
ma'am.
Mataji,
Yes,
go ahead.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Mohini Mataji, thank you for sharing that your experience, when you explained Jagannath temple and embracing the deity and the fragrance, it was very palpable. So I
Yes,
really
Mataji.
appreciate you sharing it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Anyone has any other question?
Yes, one more question. Means in once a devotee in Mayapur, the other devotees complained that this devotee is doing nothing. He's just chanting the holy names. So then Srila Prabhupada just laughed at the other devotees and they said, okay, he's doing the greatest service of chanting. So that is his only service. So
Yes.
so he's chanting the greatest service amongst all the services, bhakti services.
Yes,
Like Prabhupada said,
99% of our devotional activity is based on the quality of chanting we do. So chanting has got a highest priority. It is not like the other services are not important, but chanting goes the highest.
okay,
Yes,
okay,
Prabhuji.
okay. Hare Krishna. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Anyone else has any other question?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Mataji, thank you so much for encouraging us to go to Ratha Yatra because we didn't know the importance and we were like, it's okay, it's some other car festival, something like that. Only when you told, just by mere standing there and getting the Lord's attention, that itself is like very, very encouraging and it really motivates us. And now we are actually looking forward, when will the next Ratha Yatra festival happen? Because we were not aware, no, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Jai, Jai. You visit Mataji. You have to attend the Ratha Yatra. You will feel the bliss.
Thank
You
you
will
so much.
enjoy
Mataji,
the
Hare
Lord.
Krishna. Mataji, you were mentioning that foreigners are not allowed in.
Yes, Mataji. Yes,
Why
because
is that?
it is said in the Shastras that Jagannath will go back. Jagannath will be taken by the foreigners. Something like that it is written to other countries. So the devotees are very possessive in Puri that they don't want to send Jagannath. So that is the reason they don't allow any foreigners to come inside the temple.
But Prabhupada has taken Jagannath to San Francisco, New York, all around the world. Prabhupada has already done that. So you cannot
Yes.
stop devotees from entering the temple and keep Jagannath like that. Jagannath is already, he's Swarat. He's gone where he wanted to go. And Prabhupada was the instrument for that. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very wonderful session. Any other questions? We have time. We have about 5 minutes more. In case any other devotee wants to ask any question, share any realizations, you may do so. Mataji, I just wanted to add one point, if I have your permission, about Virendra Prabhu's query. So,
Yes,
Prabhu, I remember that you asked this question previously also to some other speaker also. So, so Prabhu, the standard that is generally prescribed by our Shiksha Gurus is we have to hanker to chant during Brahma Muhurta. You know, just by getting some speaker to just say that it is okay to chant later, that should not dampen our desire to chant during Brahma Muhurta, right? We can pray to the Lord that currently I'm not able to chant during Brahma Muhurta due to so and so reasons, but my desire is to chant during Brahma Muhurta because His Grace Radhesham Prabhu gives the example of this traffic jam, right? If I have to go to Meera Road Temple, it takes 15 minutes from my home. If I leave at 4:30, I'm sure I will reach there at 4:45. Or if I leave at 4, surely I will reach at 4:15. But if I go at 10 o'clock in the morning, then I don't know. I may reach at 10:30, I may reach at 11 o'clock, I may reach at 12 o'clock, depending on the traffic on the road. So Prabhuji was giving the example that early in the morning during Brahma Muhurta time, our mind is not cluttered with unnecessary thoughts. So it's best to chant during the Brahma Muhurta time, completion of minimum 16 rounds during Brahma Muhurta time, right? Just like that, if you chant during that time, then we're able to do quality rounds, right? And Prabhu also says we should chant with attention, absorption, and awareness. And that is best done during Brahma Muhurta time. If you're not able to chant due to any health reasons, we can pray to the Lord. Oh Lord, please, it's my intent desire to chant during Brahma Muhurta time. So kindly help me to do it. And when you make such prayer to the Lord will help us to chant during Brahma Muhurta. Is it okay, Prabhu?
one big problem I have, you're talking about the absorption part, awareness part, and attention part. But to achieve that, I need need my like, headache, my sleep, my that laziness which happens during that time because we have just got out
Correct.
of sleep.
So
So
His
all
Grace
those things
Radhesham
happen.
Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu, I
So all these
understand your
things,
point.
all
So
these things
Radhesham
happen,
Prabhu
right?
says you have to sleep at 9 o'clock in the night. In order to have effective chanting in the morning time, Prabhu says you have to plan the previous evening, right? He says you have to go to sleep by 9 o'clock in the night and you have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Or if some people require more sleep, you can wake up at 4 o'clock. But any amount of sleep in the morning, it will not give the desired amount of rest that we need to have, right? Even scientifically, it has been proved. If you see the CEOs of various companies, they all wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning because we are able to accomplish our purpose. Whatever we want to achieve in our life, what is our main purpose? We can work towards that best during Brahma Muhurta time. And Prabhu always says we should not while away our Brahma Muhurta time by sleeping. We can sleep earlier in the night. If we need more rest, we can sleep at 9 o'clock. We can sleep at 8:30 p.m. But we should utilize this morning hours of Brahma Muhurta. So, and it is only a question of practice, Prabhu, and blessings of the devotees. So, we can pray to the Lord, we can pray to the devotees, we can render service to the devotees. If devotees bless us, we'll be able to wake up during Brahma Muhurta time. Okay, Prabhu?
Yes,
And we
yes.
need to
I
have
will
6
try,
to
ma'am.
7 hours of sleep. We can sleep. Prabhu actually gives this. There is a talk by Radhesham Prabhu. You can Google on the internet. He talks about the importance of Brahma Muhurta. You can listen to that class. In fact, I would recommend all the devotees to listen to that class. Very, very inspiring. So Prabhu says, we go to sleep because we wake up in the morning to chant Hare Krishna. And 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, he says 9 to 12. If we sleep 3 hours, it has the benefit of sleeping for 6 hours into 2 benefit. But after 12 o'clock, if we sleep, then it is equal to the actual number of hours. And after 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, if we sleep, then oversleeping will cause headache. That's what Prabhu explains in the session.
You can send the link, Mataji. They will,
Rightly said, Mataji. I am getting very much inspired by your this message, and I will try to get up early in the morning.
Hari
I'm
Bol.
inspired. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Grace Radhesham Prabhu ki jai. Sumohini Gopika Mataji ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to Shishi Guru and Gauranga. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
All of us are
Mataji.
inspired to attend the Rath Yatra festival. Thank you, dear.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
That was a wonderful.
Hare Krishna.
First
I
time.
want to attend the Rath
Ananda
Yatra
Koti
festival,
Brahma
Please pray
Mataji.
for all of us
All
so
glories
that
to
we
the
can
Looking
get
assembled
forward to
Brahma
attending the
Muhurta
Rath
and chant.
festival.
We need your
Thank you,
blessings,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much for the
Thank you
wonderful
so much,
speaking.
Mataji.
Can I end the session with your permission?